Today we're going to look at how to work row 4 of the Griddle Hat pattern. You work the first treble crochet immediately below the round where you started in that single crochet 2 rows down. Then the second part of the cluster you skip over one single, go into the following, and finish off the treble crochet that way. Now here's the trick with this particular griddle cluster stitch. It's finished off by working a single crochet in the next double crochet of the row below. So that's actually not a separate stitch, that's considered part of the cluster, and it doesn't count as an individual single crochet. So in this round, we're increasing as we go around by working a cluster, finishing it with that single, and then working 2 singles into the next double crochet. In this way, we're essentially working 3 stitches for every 2 stitches all the way around. So it can be kind of confusing to start. It's an increased row, so just keep that in mind as you're working. When you're at the end of the row, you're going to work the finished cluster, the final very last cluster of the round, around the previous cluster, just like what we did before, and then finish it by joining it to the very beginning of the round. In this way, you're going to have a full circle with 9 clusters all the way around for the smaller size. So when you finish, you're going to have to do your single crochet and then work your final 2 single crochets in the last little bit. So working the next round is a little bit challenging as well. The rest of the hat, you're not going to work into that big loop, see it right there, on the top of the cluster. However, on this round, you will. So you're working a total of 3 single crochets, or 3 double crochets actually, 1 in each of the single crochets that we did, and then you're also going to work 1 right in the top of that cluster. So in the video here, I'm just finishing it off with a round of singles because I'm not going to use this for a hat, but this will illustrate the same principle. So again, you can see that pretty big loop at the top of the treble crochet cluster. That's not considered a stitch. Technically that's just part of the cluster and the stitch itself is behind it. But on this row only, you are going to want to work into it. That's going to let you have a multiple of 4 all the way around, which is what you need in order to work the rest of the hat.